booming, booming, booming. Like, y'all, like myself as a retired hairstylist, I am about to probably dibble dabble into that industry because people are charging between $500 to $600 to start. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Shanika and thank you so much for stopping by. Today we are going to be doing a video on 9 different jobs that you can acquire within the beauty industry that will start you off into this money-making career. Like I said, I jotted down 9 different things that you can do if you are either a licensed esthetician or cosmetologist. Some of these jobs, you guys, don't even require licenses. Some of them just require certificates. So you're going to have to just do your own research and, you know, figure out what is required of you from your personal state. But everything that I have here is geared towards anybody who is looking to acquire a career within the beauty industry. Now, I did also jot down the amount that you can make starting off. Keep in mind, you guys, that these are all positions starting off numbers. So this is not a number if you've been in the industry for years. This is just if you are just starting, and this is all based off of Google, and this is all based off of the United States. So these are estimates from all of the states in the United States, and they have like a list of these jobs and how much they pay, just like an estimate. And this is all based off of you just starting, and I'm assuming that they're all like full-time, so depending on the hours. Also, you guys, keep in mind, this is going to be a lot different for you if you are starting off and doing it on your own. So if you're doing it on your own, of course, you are going to be able to charge as little or as much as you would like. So you are ultimately in control over how much you make yearly. But I will say that every single job that I'm about to tell you about right now, you can make 6 figures or more depending on, you know, what you do and how you do it. I know people personally who have made 6 figures or more in this industry, yeah, because you have to also remember that the numbers that are stated here are not always accounted for, because a lot of times when you work in a service industry, you get paid straight cash, and so a lot of people count that. So you can't really go, you know, go by these numbers, you know, for sure, but this is just giving you a roundabout ballpark of how much you can make if you do any of these jobs. Now, if you were looking to, you know, start out a new business within this industry, if you want to try something different like I did, like I told y'all in my last video, you guys, I started out as a hairstylist. Now I am a body waxer, and I've acquired so many different jobs in between. So me as a cosmetologist, I did not stay in the hair industry, which is what most cosmetologists do. They do hair. I did not do that. I did not want to stay in one lane. I wanted to be able to do a plethora of things. So like I said, in this video, I will be letting you guys know all the different jobs that you can get that will get you at least $50,000 a year or more. So if you're interested in that, then please keep on watching. The first job that I'm going to talk about today is a laser technician. Okay, so the base pay for a laser technician is $43,170 a year. An additional, that's the base pay. So the additional pay is $28,597 a year. And when I talk about additional pay, you guys, I'm talking about like tips. I'm talking about commission off of retail and services and things like that. So think if you were to work for a lash company, you know, like a big corporate lash company or a big corporation, then this would be your roundabout estimate starting off. Of course, like I said before, if you're doing it on your own, your numbers are going to be totally different. But if you are starting off and you're working for a business in the United States, Google says that your grand total a year as a laser technician is going to be $71,767 a year. So you tap dancing on $72,000 a year as a laser technician. And to become a laser technician, It varies. So I did look up the qualifications to do it, and it varies in different states. So in certain states you only need a certification, and in other states you need to be licensed by the state. So if this is something that you're interested in, then you would just go on Google and you would go put in your specific state and Google the qualifications, because y'all, $71,000 a year and you don't have to go to college. I told y'all it's money to be made in this industry, y'all. Okay, so the second job that I have down listed is a hairstylist. And according to Google, and this is, like I said, if you're working for like a corporation, so think like Great Clips or Ulta or something like that. So the base pay for a hairstylist is $44,731 a year, with an additional $27,706 a year. And that brings the total to $72,437,000 a year. So again, as a hairstylist, you would be bringing in about $73,000 a year. But I do want to state that that is more than likely based on off of, like I said, if you were working in like an Ulta or something like that. Now you do have the option to specialize in certain things when it comes to the hair industry. So for instance, microlinks and tape-ins right now, y'all, booming. Like, y'all, like myself as a retired hairstylist, I am about to probably dabble into that industry, because people are charging between $500 to $600 to start for microlinks and tape-ins, y'all. Like, it is insane how much people are paying for their services now. So yeah, so you think about that. If you have like 5 clients a day and you're charging $500 to $600 a client, how much money is that? Okay, that's well over $72,000 a year. So yeah, like I said, you are the boss within your own right when you specialize and you don't work for somebody, so you can charge as much or as little as you want to. So like I said, microlinks and tape-ins, y'all, these girls are making a killing. Sew-ins are coming back. People are charging no less than $200-300 for a sew-in, depending on the type of sew-in that you have. You have your Vixen sew-in, you have your partial sew-in, you have your full sew-in. You have natural hair braiding, guys. People are making a killing off of natural hair braiding. Like, there's girls out there who they don't even start, like, for box braids, it's gonna be like $300 and up. Full locks, you charging like $600-700 and up. Like, I know people who only do box braids or full locks, and they charge like between $300 to $600 a client. Yes, it's real, and people are paying. So yeah, so like I said, you can always specialize when it comes to hairstyling. So with Google, that's just their base price. But like I said again, you don't have to stick in that realm. You can go branch off on your own, and you can do your own thing, and you can charge your own amount of money. But according to Google, starting out, the average hairstylist in the United States makes almost $73,000 a year. Again, for a hairstylist to work in the salons and stuff, you need a license. So of course, if you want to get a job at Great Clips or Ulta or whatever, you do need a license. And the third on the list is working as a makeup artist. So you don't need any type of license to work as a makeup artist. You don't necessarily have to go to esthetician school or cosmetology school to become a makeup artist. All you need to do is get a job and learn. So makeup artists makeup artists don't go to school. They just learn the skill, and they just have the skill, and they prove it, and they do it, and that's how they do that. So according to Google, the base pay for a makeup artist is $35,446,000 a year. So not too shabby for the base pay. But according to Google, the makeup artist's additional pay, like tips and commission and things like that, is $34,578,000 a year, which brings the total to $70,000 a year. So yeah, for the makeup artist. And again, with makeup, that's another thing that you don't need, like I said, a license or even a certification for. You can pretty much be a self-taught MUA and put your stuff out there, and you could charge $100 and $200 a face, because that's what these girls are charging. $100 to $200 a face, and you doing like 8 people for a wedding or something like that. You do the math, you know what I mean? Like, it's money to be made. It's money to be made. And yeah, people aren't charging $50 for a makeup application anymore. That is dead and gone. Like, people are really charging. The girls are really charging people up now. Okay, so the fourth position is going to be a brow artist, you guys. So think brow tint, brow waxing, brow lamination, microblading, micro shading, you guys. Like, so think that. And for Google, the average base pay for a brow artist is $55,774,000 a year, with an additional pay of $17,249 a year. And that brings the total for a brow artist $73,024 a year. Now, again, microblading, people are charging a minimum like $600 for the first session for microblading and micro shading and things like that. So that's another thing that if you did it on your own, you would be making well over that $70,000 a year, because depending on, you know, how you market yourself and how you brand yourself and your clientele, and if you get clientele and you go off and do it on your own, you could be, and you're really good. Of course, you have to acquire the skill and things like that, but you can make bank. So yeah, like, again, myself, I was thinking about, if it wasn't for the fact, y'all, that I really don't want to work with my hands anymore, like I'm trying to retire from working with my hands. If that wasn't the issue, y'all, I would have did like half of these things on this list to get my money up and hustle, because it's just, the money is just there. Like, people are willing to pay so much money for services now. But like I said, again, I'm trying to retire from using my hands, so I don't want to pick up another skill that's going to have me using my hands for another 20 years. But yeah, brow artists, they get into that bag for sure. The fifth is a skin specialist. So the skin specialist, think like esthetician, okay, someone who does your facials and things like that. The base pay for that is $42,075 a year, in addition with an additional $22,653,100 a year. And then, so that brings the total of $64,728 a year to become a skincare specialist. But again, guys, like, I know for sure that number is kind of low, and like I said, they are basing it off of you just starting out. So I guess no experience, not a whole lot of clientele, just kind of like going into a business that already has the clientele there for you. But again, on your own, well over $64,000 a year for sure, if you build up, again, the reputation and the clientele and things like that. So number 6 on the list is a wax specialist, and if you guys are not new here, then you guys know that is my profession. That's what I'm doing right now. And I will say that the number from Google is, I make well over this number, you guys. But again, this is for someone just starting out. So, and I will say that this is pretty accurate, like, for someone starting out for sure. So the wax specialist, the base pay of a wax specialist is $35,872,000 a year, with an additional $17,998,000 a year. So the base for a wax specialist in the beginning is about $35,000. With the tip, commission, and everything added, will bring you to about $53,869 a year. So about like a little over $50,000 a year as a wax specialist. And like I said, I do think that for a wax specialist just starting out, I think that's very accurate. So that's number 6. Let's move on to number 7. Number 7 on the list is going to be a lash tech. So a base starting out for a lash tech is going to be $33,019 a year, so $33,019 a year, with an additional $15,769 a year, bringing you to a total of $48,787 a year. So a little bit under $50,000 a year. Again, y'all, we all know that lash techs out here is making way more than $50,000 a year. Like, honestly, because the girls are getting their lashes done like once a week now. And so, you know, depending on how much you charge and depending on how many clients you have, it really adds up. But yeah, I mean, I think for, you know, someone's just starting out, you know, trying to acquire their skill and their experience, I think that's a pretty good number. For someone who has not necessarily gone to college, you just probably went to trade school for esthetician, so you didn't really have to put out that much money. I think that's a pretty good number to start out. Permanent makeup artists, y'all. Now I personally think that permanent makeup artists and like microblading and things like that kind of go hand in hand, but there's this thing now where, well, not now because it's been around, where people are doing like eyeliner tattoo, people are doing lipstick tattoo, blush tattoo. Again, the brow tattoo is the most popular, but that's not the only thing that people are doing. Like, people are tattooing like their makeup on like professionally. Like, I looked it up and it's an actual thing. And so if this is something that piques your interest, you would be starting out, the base would be $43,740 a year, with an additional $17,512 a year as a permanent makeup artist, which brings you to a total of $61,252 a year. Now, outside of being like a microblading or micro shading artist, I don't know too much about the permanent makeup industry, but that was something that came up and it's something that is on a rise apparently, and people are really wanting to like stay beautiful at all times. So if this is something that you're interested in, you can start out making around $61,000 a year or so. And last but not least, y'all, and this right here is well under what I think the real pay is. They have nail techs. The base pay for a nail tech is $38,086 a year. That's just the base, with an additional $31,140 a year. So that is going to bring the base of a nail tech to $69,226 a year. Y'all, like I said, I'm sure that people who are doing it from home are making a lot more than that, because the way these nail salons and stuff are set up, like, or even just like nail techs in general, like, they are charging a bag, like a hefty bag. But yeah, like, honestly, all of these jobs that I just named, y'all, like, these are all the numbers. They sound like careers to me. They didn't sound like a job. You're not making $20,000, $15,000 a year. Like, you're making well over minimum wage in any of these positions that you would choose. Now, I will say this: if you are someone who is just getting out of school, or, you know, someone who is just starting, or you just got your certificate, or maybe you don't have any experience in the industry yet, because some of these jobs, they don't require that you have a license or a certificate. Like I stated early on in the video, it's just going to be up to you to do your own research and see what job piqued your interest and what are your own personal state requirements. But I do honestly suggest, if you are someone who has no experience, to take a job at one of these companies. So when I say one of these companies, I'm just going to go down a list of a few. Ulta, European Wax Center, Great Clips, Amazing Lash Studios, Hand and Stone. You know, like, and you know, you guys know where I'm getting at. And well, while they may not be the most appealing in the beginning, this is how you're going to acquire your experience, y'all. You can take the blueprint from these multi-million-dollar companies and turn it into your own. Like, don't get out of school and go straight into the business on your own. Learn how these big companies are running their businesses. Take their blueprint and then get the clientele. Don't tell them I told y'all that. Get the clientele, get the, get the blueprint, like learn. You have to walk before you run. You can't just jump out here without any experience. This is how you gain your people skills. This is how you gain your experience. Like someone on my video, they said to me, how do you open up, how do you get a client to open up to you when you're also shy? Well, see, the thing about it is you're only shy because you're new to it. Like once you become an expert at it, you won't be shy anymore. The only way that you're going to become an expert at it is if you practice. You can practice when you're working for these companies, because guess what? They have to pay the insurance. They have to train you. Like you are under contract with them so that they can teach you and show you the way so that you can thrive and make money for them. So they're going to try to give you their best so that you can, they're going to try to give you their best so that you can make money for them. So take advantage of that. And then if you work for these companies for at least, I would say at least a year or two, then you go out and then you get your own business and then you thrive on your own. But you guys, don't just jump out here and, without knowing anything and without, gathering all the information and tools that you need to be successful, because that's how you become successful. You have to build up your personal skills, like your ability to talk to somebody, the ability of, to deal with people, just the skill in general. Like wherever business you decide to go into, you have to learn it first. And like I told you before, if you plan on going to cosmetology school to learn how to be a cosmetologist, I'm sorry, it's not going to really happen. If you plan on going to esthetician school to learn how to be an esthetician, I'm sorry, it's not going to really happen. You are going to have to educate yourself further once you leave school, because you're not going to get what you're looking for. The curriculum is not even set up like that right now. Now maybe in the future, if you're watching this video later on in the future, they might have changed it. They might, get with the program, but a lot of these curriculums are outdated. You're not going to learn what you want to learn, and you're going to be out here, not knowing anything, because they don't really teach you. They don't focus on styling, and they don't focus on, waxing and things like that. They focus on state boards, and, you're going to learn the basics. I'm not going to say you're not going to learn anything, but the main thing when you are in like cosmetology school or esthetician school is going to be like your state requirements and safety and sanitation and skin diseases and this and that, which is equally important. That's why, people are like, are really big on going to people who are licensed, because, at the end of the day, if anytime you're working in an industry where you're touching people, you can spread diseases and things like that. So it's so important that you know those things, but that's what they focus on mostly. Once you get out of school, you are going to have to further educate yourself. I don't care what field you're in. You're going to have to do the education on your own. And what better way than get a job in the field? There's no better way than to get a job in the field, work for a year, learn how these multi-million-dollar businesses are running their companies, take the blueprint, and go ahead and do it on your own. Because guess what? They just want to keep recruiting people right out of school. So they don't, it's not that deep for them. But if you want to do it, you want to be successful, it's just smarter to do it that way. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope that I was able to shed some light on some different career choices for you guys. Again, like I said, it's always money to be made in this industry. Y'all already know by now. I'm a big advocate for this industry, and I've done so many different jobs, and I've done so many different things. Like I said, I can't do anything but rave about, the industry that I'm in. And if you're new to it and you're looking for a career, no matter your age, no matter, who you are, what you do, what you come from, it's a job for you. Just do your research. Like I said, I just gave you 8 amazing jobs that will, start you well over. No reason why anybody should be making minimum wage in this industry. You could make well over that if you play your cards right, if you build up your skill, and you do what you gotta do. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead and leave them at the end of this video below. And if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, you guys. It's really going to help me out. I really appreciate it. Until next time, talk to you guys later. Bye.